Hello everyone, welcome to Art 160. My name is Sister Emily Downey and I will be your instructor for this course, and I just wanted to take you through a quick start guide on how to be the most successful in this course. There are a couple things that you will do the same every single day and every single week, and that's what you'll find in here. So you can refer back to this as many times as you would like. So I'm going to go ahead and start by closing this. Now I want to show you where you go every time you log into this course, and you go right to the announcements first. The announcements will always be updated every week, and you will find helpful tips and tricks, instructions, things that a lot of you might be struggling with. There will be video tutorials, written tutorials, lots of different things going on in the announcements, so do not miss those. You'll see the calendar over here on the side. Don't follow this calendar. The dates are confusing. It has when things open and they're available and when things close. So it will show like 1,000 things due in 1 week, and it's very confusing. So don't worry about this calendar. You don't need to follow it on here at all. You also don't need to follow it up here. All right. So once you've read through the announcements, and what we're going to be talking about today is right here. You can download a PDF of it right down here so that you can keep it on your computer. All right, so once you've looked at the announcements, hit the Content tab. And we are going to go looking at Lesson 3. So whatever lesson we're on for the week, that's the lesson you click on. You start with Learn, then you go to Do, and Review. So Learn is where all of the learning takes place. All of the videos that have been set up, any of the highlights that you need to go over, anything that involves learning for this lesson is going to be in here. Once you click on one of them, then you can click through them by following these arrows up at the top, and it will take you through everything in the Learn section. All right. So let's go back to Lesson 3 right here. So you've been through Learn, now you go to Do. In the Do section, it takes you through all of the different assignments. So this is a web page, this is an assignment. So once you click on this, it will take you to where you are turning in the assignment. The instructions, let's go ahead and look in here. I want you guys, every time there's an assignment, to always look at the rubric. The rubric is super important because it is going to show me, this is what it shows me when I'm in my grading software. So that's how I know if you did the assignment correctly. So the rubric for each one looks a little bit different. So don't be afraid to check out the rubric. Every semester it's bound to happen. We'll get the instructions to match the rubric, and then a glitch will happen and it will revert to old information. So if you notice that there's a discrepancy between the instructions and the rubric, please let me know, and then I can submit that to get changed with the iLearn support. Now, when you are in the discussion boards, it's super important that you reply to at least 5 of your peers' photos. You'll notice in the rubric right here that if you do not respond to all 5, the best grade I could give you is a 14 out of 20. That's like a C-. You don't want that. So always look at the rubric for the best way to know what all you need to do for those assignments, and follow those instructions carefully. All right, once you've finished Do, then you go to Review. In the Review section is where you find your self-assessment that you'll need to be taking based off of that lesson. You can also find the link to the discussions up here. You can find the link to the quizzes and self-assessments up here, and your assignments, the calendar that you're going to ignore, and other helpful tools. This might look a little different for you since we're in the instructor's view, but this gives you a good idea of what you need to do to get started in this class. Now we'll look at the simplified calendar that I've put together for this course. Right up here is the key that talks about each lesson. So there are 14 lessons throughout this course, and they are color coordinated Look at that. So week 1, week 2, they're going to be different than all the other weeks because you're waiting to get Lightroom set up. You're just kind of getting to know the course, so it looks differently than everything else. So I'm going to let you read these by yourself. One of the things I do want to note is this photographer's information quiz. I know it says it's due May 5th, but I would like you to get that done this week. It's super important that I have that information because it tells me whether or not you can be in this class or not. Set up your Flickr account, watch for that Lightroom email. On Friday of week 2, after you've watched all of the Learn section, on Friday, you start taking photos. And then on Monday, using the photos that you took over the weekend, you will post to the discussion board. Peer photo review 1 using manual mode. So, here we learned about manual mode. You took pictures using manual mode, and then we post for peer review photos using manual mode. Then on Thursday, the same photos that you took over the weekend, you will use to turn in this assignment using manual mode. And then the process starts over again. On this Friday, you are going to take more photos based off of what you learned this week, which is Intro to Lightroom and editing. So on the next Monday, you are turning in 5 photos on the discussion board for peer review about photography, editing, original imagery. So what you learned this week, you're posting about, you're taking pictures about it, you're posting about it, and then you'll turn in an assignment about it. And then Friday it starts all over. So you'll start to see a pattern. Always every Monday, we turn in photos for peer review. Always every Thursday, you're turning in an assignment that involves those same photos. And every Saturday, you're taking a self-assessment quiz. And every Friday and Saturday, you're getting ready your photos for the next Monday. All right? There's a couple weird assignments that pop up here and there. The Lightroom catalog setup, do not forget this. This is very, very important that I know that you actually set up Lightroom correctly. Don't use Photoshop to edit your images. I will know based off of the metadata in Flickr. I don't want you using Photoshop. I want you to use Lightroom. It's very important. You also have this replicate depth of field photos, not the same as Thursday's assignment. So don't turn in the same photos here that you're going to turn in here. These are different photos. So are these ones. So follow that assignment carefully. But after that, you'll notice that for like a month, it's the same pattern. Review, assignment, take photos, self-assessment. And you can just count on that. You'll get into a nice rhythm as we go throughout this. Now, until we get to June 25th, World in Color, all of these have been in black and white, which is noted in the instructions. The using manual mode obviously will be in color because you don't have Lightroom set up yet. But once you have Lightroom set up, this edit original imagery, black and white, black and white, black and white, black and white, all the way down here until we get to World in Color. Once we get to World in Color, after that you can choose if you want to shoot in color or black and white. Okay? So, and then July is where we're starting to look more at getting ready for your final portfolio and the end of the semester. So, and then at the end of here, you'll find where I give a suggested schedule of what you can expect to do on Mondays, what you can expect to do on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and throughout the week. So, anyway, that's the simplified calendar. I suggest that if you're wondering when things are due, always check this first. Next, let's look at the discussion boards. Just something really quick I want to show you. Always look for the questions and conversations first. If you have a question that you think would benefit the entire class, ask it here. And if you have a question, always look here first because I might have already answered it for another student. Anyway, that is all that I had for today. And I really hope that you use and utilize this quick start guide. It's going to make your life a lot easier throughout this course, I guarantee it. I know this video is long, but I really appreciate you sticking to it and watching the whole thing. I look forward to getting to know all of you so much better as we interact in the discussion boards. So please feel free to ask me any questions at any time, and I am looking forward to this semester.